Well, anything above 300 will be a good score to defend, and India doing well at the moment. Overall lead 226. 34 for 2. Gambhir on 7. He's worked very hard. Played 35 balls. Hasn't looked very comfortable. Tendulkar's looking good. He's on 19. Dilshan will continue. Third over for him. The over rate for the Sri Lankans has been poor right through.
The intentions of Sachin is very clear. He's playing with his bat on most of the occasion. Sweeps, tries to sweeps. He's not using his pad, which he did in the first innings. He was looking for runs. Talking about Gambhir again, against Bangladesh he has played 2 test matches and a very impressive average of 87. Against Zimbabwe 2 test matches, 72. He's gone, Sachin is gone. Leg before of Dilshan. He struggled in the previous over and couldn't read the straight one. Wraps him on his pad. Sachin has to walk back.
Well, a happy lot, the Sri Lankans, but Nadeem Ghauri took his time to give this one out. He's not a big turner of the cricket ball. The height could have been the only factor. He played back. He's not a tall man, Tendulkar, but he has been given by Nadeem Ghauri. He was disappointed. Tendulkar has to return. He's gone for 19. It's 34 for 3.
Watch Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt contest.
Watch the Gladrag Mega Model and Manhunt 2005.
Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt Competition 2005.
Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt 2005 सिर्फ Sony Entertainment Television Asia पर.
I get the feeling he should have got the benefit of doubt. Above the pad. Above the pad. Would have gone over.
Come on, Dele. Bowling. Knowing the situation, he would be fuming inside the dressing room. But that's the way the game goes. Oh!
Again, the Indians looking for the ball to turn off the pitch. It's not going to happen. 34 for 3.
Strong coffee, 1.5 sugar.
Again.
India in a bit of trouble. 34 for 3. Men dismissed with Sehwag, VVS Lakshman and then Tendulkar. 8 wickets have fallen today, but still lead by 226 India. And to take it through the next half hour, it's going to be Arun Lal. With him is Ranjit Fernando.
Thanks, Shiva. Slip, gully, forward short leg for Gambhir. Gambhir is battling on. He's just on 7. That is a good shot. That'll be 4. The first boundary for Gambhir. He was waiting for that one. That's where he is at his best. Square on the offside.
He has in fact come off the shackles. He really was tied down by Muralidharan. But this time Muralidharan, a lot of turn for him, didn't control it sufficiently, giving Gambhir the opportunity to free his arms, and that he did so well.
That's the one that goes the other way.
This game has taken quite a twist here, with the Sri Lankans coming back very strongly with these 3 wickets. So Muralidharan, a lot is expected of him.
Round the wicket. He's changed the angle. I think it'd be more effective from this angle, because the angle forces the left-hander to actually try and play every ball. He can't bat it away. Any ball that lands on middle stump and straightens, there's a shout for LBW. Then of course the Dusra can come into play as well, with it coming into the batsman. Not short enough.
Gambhir looking to try and break free once again after the dismissal of Tendulkar.
Tendulkar, this is how he went. It's the straighter one which bounced. Goodness me, it was still on its way up and it hit above the flap or flap of the pad. There's runs there. He's played it very fine. I don't think that's going to be cut off. It is. No, it hasn't. 4 more to Gambhir.
The Sri Lankans need to be desperate on the field. They have to cut off every possible run. Gambhir picking up 4 on that occasion, just getting some bat and getting it fine of the man at deep fine leg, but standing a bit squarer than usual.
So Tendulkar getting a real harsh one. It's 42 for 3. Officials of the Gujarat Cricket Association, the president, Mr. Amin, with him the secretary, Mr. Vikram Patel.
So I think they really have to do a lot of work to get a game like this going, and deserve some bouquets for getting things sorted out.
Bowling.
Yes, these officials, I think they work 2-3 weeks ahead for these games, and this match in particular was shifted from Kanpur to Ahmedabad. So I think they need a lot of credit for getting it going smoothly.
They've got their eyes on something.
Bowling.
Looking far away and talking.
So Yuvraj just picking up a single to get off the pair. That would be a sigh of relief for him. It's never easy for batsmen. These ducks are always looming in their minds.
Oh!
This is a good fight back by the Sri Lankans. They're desperate. They need to limit India or bowl them out for about 130 at best. Give themselves a fighting chance here.
Then they would have a match on their hands. So it's never easy to chase anything, even remotely close to a 300. Great delivery, spun around. So Dilshan, it's been a very useful spell by him. He's also been able to dispense off Tendulkar. But just that turn, and also the ability to get the ball to drift into the batsman.
Yes, it's that angle that you have to cover for, and at that pace, if it turns, you can be beaten by a foot, as he was. That was perilously close. So a lot happening there. Not easy batting at the moment. 44 for 3. Bit of a torrid time Yuvraj had in the previous over. Gambhir is battling away. Last ball, last over, almost played it into the hands of Dilshan, who's a terrific athlete, mind you. Almost got to it.
Just failing to get his fingers close enough. So from Sri Lanka's point of view, Muralitharan needs to get into the act. He needs to try and emulate Harbhajan Singh.
This is a good field for Murli. On the offside, too close in fielders. He's lobbing it up to Gambhir. He wants him to drive. That's the two close in fielders. So he's got to be very, very careful, Gambhir.
Getting the batsman on the drive is so important on a track which really holds back and grips, as that is how you really could upset the batsman's rhythm, his timing.
He's better off on the back foot. He can just wait for the ones that have got a little bit of space outside that off stump, or it's a little short.
Just a little too short, Muralitharan, on his length. See, as you did mention earlier on, he really doesn't hit the seam. It's really a scramble seam for him. And as a result, the ball really doesn't get the bounce which Harbhajan gets as a result of hitting the seam so often.
Yes, indeed, especially with this ball, which has a pronounced seam. Now he's gone over the wicket. It's not easy when you come in first, as Yuvraj is finding out. It takes a while. Once you get settled, your nerves also settle. You get to know the conditions. For the moment, it's a huge effort, every delivery. He was out like this, with that angled bat towards slip to Murli in the first innings. Slip in a gully and waiting. That's good keeping. Down the leg side it was, but he was there, Sangakkara. 16 overs gone, 45 for 3. Two left-handers facing up to two off-spinners on a wearing wicket. That's been his endeavour, as much as possible to get onto the back foot and play it square. Gambhir, he's got settled, he's got a start, now he's got to capitalise.
And it really is going to see as to how Yuvraj would handle the slowish pitch. And there you are, Mavanatapattu. Just thought he had Yuvraj very early, just not enough to get close to that. This really is the type of pitch you really have to spend time before you start playing your shots. In fact, getting into big drives.
Also need a little bit of luck. These angle deliveries that are coming into you, you've got to cover the straight, as most of them are coming straight. But every now and then, one of them is going to hit something, some crack, some loose, something loose on the surface, maybe some foot mark, and turn, as we've seen. And you've got to be lucky enough not to nick it. What a shot! Those are very firm hands of Yuvraj. Very high backlift. And what was a defensive push, ended up with 2 runs and almost carried to the boundary.
The high backlift really helps you, particularly when you're playing on the back foot. But when you really go into a drive, at times it can, in fact, cause a mistiming on the slow tracks. But just look at the timing here. Athapattu, quite a bit of a chase for him.
Couldn't find the gap. The two very close in. Should he not be able to keep the drive down? But this is the area that he favors or fancies. Couldn't get the gap. Three runs from that over. 48 for 3.
यही टेस्ट इसने एक पराई लड़की को एक सेल्स गर्ल को घर में बुलाया और
वो मर्द को गोरा बनाने का क्रीम बेच रही थी।
और फिर क्या होगा सोचो।
ये टेस्ट गोरा हो जाएगा,
हमारा मुंह काला हो जाएगा।
कुड़कुड़िया हाउस नंबर 43 सिर्फ सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन एशिया पर।
Yuvraj on 3. Gambhir battling it out. A slip and a short leg for him. That's the ball. That's the one that hangs in the air, and that's the one that curls and falls a lot earlier than you expect.
Muralidharan looking to try and get far more revolutions, as you would see. The scrambles seam again.
I wonder why he doesn't get the seam, why he doesn't use the seam when he's using these balls. He felt that Harbhajan Singh has an advantage over him because he lands the ball on the seam and he scrambles the seam in his bowling. Why he doesn't try and get the seam upright or 1 o'clock-ish.
Arun, I would reckon that he's someone who's got this special ability of, in fact, rotating his wrist by almost 360 degrees, which is something which is a rarity because lots of normal individuals would have it around 180. And as a result of it being a freak, he uses so much of the wrist, and I would assume that has something to do with the scrambling.
Got the outside edge, no gully in position. You're absolutely right, and it's also to do with the grip that and the way he releases it. He's very, very different. VVD Muralidharan.
Looking to give the ball here and telling Gambhir, come after it. This is going to be a very important innings for young Gambhir. Smothering whatever spin, as you would see, just lunging forward, playing low at times. Not a bad ploy for Muralidharan, who doesn't get as much bounce as Harbhajan.
Maiden over, 48 for 3. So that's how it stands. 398 India. That is a mammoth total after 97 for 5, and then now 48 for 3. Sri Lanka 206, trailing by 192. So now 240 behind.
This is a new bowler. Lasik Malinga introduced into the attack, replacing Dilshan, who's done a great job dispensing off Sachin Tendulkar. Sri Lankans very fortunate with that wicket. Lasik Malinga, could he get through the defences of Yuvraj Singh?
I don't want to say it, but I have to, Ranjit, that I think this would be a bit of a respite for Yuvraj. He was having a pretty torrid time against the spinners. There you are, almost, just as I said it. That should have been pouched.
Never happens the way you want it. Lasit Malinga forcing him onto the back foot, but just falling short, or did it carry? So really a bit of a nothing shot, but falling short in fact. Again, the pace of the pitch really not enabling the ball to carry to the fielders at slip. But it's so important that the slips are in a position where they probably would get the carry.
Also a very soft, light, gentle bottom hand there by Yuvraj. Didn't poke at it, just let the ball come and hit the bat, and then that's why it died before it reached the fielder.
Two men down on the line on the leg side, a deep square leg and a deep fine leg, teasing Yuvraj Singh into playing the pull or the hook, in fact more the hook. It's never easy to control that shot on a pitch like this where the ball really comes off slowly and your timing at times could go astray.
That's going to be the endeavour. There's a backward short leg and two in the deep to take the miscued pull. I think it'd be better served pitching it up.
Yes, I think the fact that he's so predictable with this has been the problem. It makes it all that more easier for the batsman, really, because he's expecting it all the time. And we've hardly seen Lasit Malinga use the Yorker, which he's very capable of doing.
That was terrific. Very well directed. That made him jump. But at the end of it, he'd done a fine job.
I can tell you that Lasit Malinga, he really does baffle all of us. So I did mention that he could be predictable, but even knowing that the bounce is coming, you could see how late Yuvraj picked it up. But a good leave, in fact, kept his eyes and swayed off.
Also dropped his wrists well in time. Very well done in the end by Yuvraj. What happened there? There's a backward shot leg. He doesn't like it. He had wanted a glove straight into the hands of that backward shot leg.
Something for the bowlers on this track now. It was mentioned that there was no devil on this wicket earlier on, but certainly now woken up, and the batsman really having a torrid time.
That's the end of the over. It's 52 for 3. Not a lot of runs coming in 19 overs, but it's very absorbing cricket. Sri Lanka coming back and fighting hard. They've got 3 big wickets. Oh. And he's managed to squeeze that through for a single, Gambhir.
Yes, we've seen the singles too drying out, and I think it might be something which the Indians really have to look for. Tell themselves that on this pitch the boundaries aren't going to come out that easily, and have to try and rotate the strike, which is how they would try and keep the scoreboard ticking. Hey! We could see that Yuvraj Singh, he's been looking to try and play some big shots with that high back lift, getting on the front foot. Never easy to control, particularly when the ball's slowing down. So with that high back lift, you really need to get the timing absolutely perfect.
In the slot, but he's just so scared to give it his all because of those two fielders staring him in the face. Very close. Muralidharan has this ability to get the overspin, which will make the ball bounce a lot more. As we saw what happened to Mahroof. The cotton ball of Mahroof was because of the revs on the ball and hitting that area of the wicket, which made it sit up. And he mistimed it, and he was cotton bowled by Harbhajan Singh.
Muralidharan still without a wicket. He certainly sees all the possibilities here, and it's definitely testing his patience. And that's something he really needs to be careful about. He can't hurry things up. I think he realizes there is a lot of potential to pick up wickets here, but whenever it doesn't come, sort of tries to do too many different things.
This ball is still hard. It's about now into the 20th over, one more delivery. But really things start happening after about the 25th over. Gets older, gets lighter, and then tends to bounce once in a while, a lot more than expected. 54 for 3.
ये कहानी है उस सफर की जो शुरू होती है ताजगी, शुद्धता और सेहत से। इन हाथों का वादा जो बने बेहतरीन और बाकमाल, यही तो बनाते हैं मुस्तकबिल अपनों का। मिटाते हैं जिंदगी की मुश्किलें, यही तय करते हैं कहां जाना है हमें। सजाते हैं जिंदगी के हसीन पल, सेहत और खुशियों के साथ। असली आटा, रियल फ्लावर फॉर रियल चपातीज।
Went for it, didn't quite get hold of it. The bottom half of the bat didn't rise enough. This is going to be the problem. These short deliveries, even though they're predictable, some of them will not rise as much as others.
Lasit Malinga would do well to try and mix up his deliveries, particularly the short ones. Use it more as a surprise delivery, because then the batsman would also be looking for the Yorker, the one that is pitched up.
Now Gautam Gambhir. Two fielders in the deep for the hook. There's a backward short leg as well. Plays it well. Gautam Gambhir is playing an important innings now, even in the context of this match. He's got the highest of this series so far. And Malinga has really been pounding away in this wicket. He's hitting the wicket hard. This was the last over. Got 4, and the next short one, again a short one. This was the best of them all. Must expend a lot of energy. Huge amount of calories required to bowl one over.
He certainly has shown that he's got a burst of speed. It's just the variance which probably might help him to pick up a wicket.
There you are. That's the one that's pitched up. But you're right, Ranjit. He bowled 6 deliveries to Yuvraj, all short. He had to sort of intersperse them with others. You pushed him onto the back foot, then you've got to get him on the front foot. He might just be late on the drive.
There's no doubt that he'll soon realize that it is a waste of energy to just go short all the time. But this again, a good delivery. This is where you see a possibility of picking up a wicket.
So far, Yuvraj is not getting tempted into the hook.
Yes, it's usually the clever bowler who's got the 2 men down on the line at deep square leg and deep fine leg, and then slips in the short, the one pitched up, because that's where you try and deceive the batsman.
That is a very firm hit for 4. Made the sweetest sound possible. Didn't quite get up. Pulled it around. Pivoted on the back foot. And the ball sped away to the boundary.
They expended energy earlier on, causing the ball on this occasion really to not even rise up. And he was able to get it away very easily. And a good shot indeed. Keeping it down all the way. Good height to play that shot, as it really didn't get up, and controlling it with the roll of the wrist was extremely easy, and he did it in style.
The lead now 252. Getting tough for Sri Lanka with each passing over. They need wickets. That was the slower one. 60 for 3. India lead by 252. 7 wickets in hand. Lots of time to go in this test match. There's a change in ends for Dilshan. He's coming from Muralidharan's end. And to tell you more about it is Javagal Srinath and Ranil Abanaika.
Thank you, Arun. So this pair have taken the score from 34. That's when the third wicket fell. And up to 60. 26-run partnership. Skipper Marwan Athapattu taking his time, setting the field. 5 overs bowled by Dilshan. He's picked up the wicket of Tendulkar. And the lead increasing with every over. Shot for LBW. Umpire Billy Bowden not interested. And they cross over for a single, a leg by.
Is everything all right with Murli? Ranil, I really don't see him totally fit in this game. This time just right outside the off stump. He can't be doing this too often. Talking about Murli, is he really all right? Is he fit? 100%.
Well, there has been this doubt about his thigh. Hurt it during the one-day matches.
Oh, bowling.
He's come back for the test matches. He's had a lot to bowl. He went away in the Delhi test match in the second innings. So obviously there is some discomfort. It's not 100%.
Oh, bowling.
Exercising caution, Yuvraj Singh. Getting into the test mould. He's been labelled as a one-day cricketer.
Oh!
Is Dilshan being used by Marwan Athapattu more as a bowler to try and strangle these Indian batsmen, bowling from round the wicket. That's what he's doing to the left-hander, pushing it around off stump. And that's a dot ball to end the over. India 61 for 3. enjoying the game, and India lead by 253. The Sri Lankans have picked up 3 wickets. Some satisfaction for them. They're down and out in this game. And now we see another change in the bowling. Lasith Malinga gives away for the leg spinner Malinga Bandara.
Come on, Mali.
Couple of quick wickets for Sri Lanka. Can really put the Indians under pressure.
Oh, bowling. Mali.
Bandara got a useful little knock when he was out there batting. His highest score in Test cricket. Struck 2 huge boundaries, 2 huge sixes of Harbhajan Singh. And in some way that'll make him feel good.
Bowling.
And it's been a real learning curve for him, Sri.
Good pitches for him to learn a lot of things in India. Has always helped for spinners.
Oh.
We have Harbhajan Singh, Anil Kumble, of course the spin quartet to what we had in the previous past. Talking about Venkatraghavan, Prasanna, Chandrasekhar, Bedi. This is the grounds for the spinners.
Oh!
Nicely tucked away. Get just the 1 run. And it's also important, see, that they are handled properly, because he got in a game in at the age of 18, then just discarded. He's come back after 7 years, so there must be some doubts in his mind.
You're right, it is so important for youngsters when they make their debut into international cricket. They got to perform. Once they start performing,
Goes for a big one this time. Hoists over the long on fence. It's a mighty 6. Great shot by Yuvraj Singh.
That was just a flat-batted shot. Hit with tremendous power. Advanced down the wicket. Huge backlift also, and a big swing. He's a strong man, Yuvraj Singh. And the ball just sailed. Bandara didn't know what hit him. 6 big runs.
talking about the youngsters making an impression at the early stage of their career. We'll get back to that little later, and this time cuts hard this time. Maroof in pursuit, tries his level best, all in vain. 4 more for Yuvraj. 72 for 3, India.
So it's the off spinner, but Dilshan, that's chopped away, and that's going to run away. So boundaries, 2 boundaries, and a 6 coming in fairly quick succession.
Runs galore for the Indians. 76 already. 14 off 3 balls, and he creates enough room, Gautam Gambhir. Cuts. And cuts well.
Yes, we were talking about youngsters getting an opportunity in the side. We'll keep talking about it as the over progresses.
You know, there is a sense of belonging when the youngsters perform. He has to belong to the big league. Once you start performing, there is a multiplication of confidence inside. You start believing yourself, and you got to get that feeling that you have graduated quickly to that level. If not, few ordinary performances, and if you struggle for too long, beautifully cut. Same shot, almost a repetition, but this time all along the ground. Gautam Gambhir is in control of the game at the moment.
Yes, the Sri Lankans are bowling too many loose deliveries, giving the opportunity. That was short. The ball coming nicely at a nice pace to Gambhir to execute that late cut, and he plays it away from the backward third man fielder. Well, he'll be satisfied. He's got a boundary, so he defends. As long as he keeps getting those boundaries regularly, then the pressure is off. He's got 2. ...81 for 3, India in their second innings. They've batted 24 overs. Overall lead of 273 runs. Got a firm grip on this game. We're here in Ahmedabad. That's the Sabarmati Ashram, which lies on the serene stretch of river Sabarmati. I shall certainly pay a visit there before leaving for Colombo. Founded by Mahatma Gandhi in 1915 and was the nerve center of national freedom movement. And presently it houses a small museum, library and a memorial center. Quite easily the biggest tourist attraction here in Ahmedabad. Players return to their positions after the drinks break. It's been a good game today. The bowlers have certainly got the better of the batsmen. Plenty of entertainment for the crowds. 8 wickets have fallen today. They've enjoyed the cricket. The Indians are on top. They enjoyed some of the good strokes as well. And we see a change in the bowling. It's going to be Muttai Muralidharan, who's back into the attack. And Sri, you and I were talking about young players getting their opportunity.
Yes, as I said earlier, if they don't perform initially, they go into the shell. They don't believe that they can perform at this level. They think they just dabble with this profession, and they go into desolation. So it's important that these guys perform in the initial part of their career. Same thing is happening for Gautam Gambhir. Now he has got good enough chances. He has played almost close to 11 games. And in my opinion, he is an automatic choice for the Pakistan tour. Loud noise, and he's gone. Gambhir is gone this time. Caught behind of the bowling of Murli. Goes for a wide cut, and Murli snaps him.
Poor stroke from Gautam Gambhir. His concentration was good all this while. But here he pulls himself away, and that bounced a lot. Very high bounce, and certainly there were 2 sounds. Sangakkara was in no doubt that it had touched, and umpire also says yes. Gambhir walks away dejected. 30 made in 71 deliveries, and India now 81 for 4.
घर घर में
More action. Another wicket has fallen. India have lost 4 wickets now. And the new man out there is Mohammad Kaif, playing in his 8th match. Was out for a duck in the first innings. So he's got some work to do here.
And why Mohammad Kaif is here is because of this dismissal. Flighted. And bounce. Steep bounce for Murli. And he's not happy with the decision. And
that'll get Muralidharan fired up. He looked a bit lethargic earlier on in this spell. He's bowling his 7th over, 6 overs bowled earlier in the early spell, but looked a bit lethargic, and that'll wake him up. A wicket will do him loads of good.
it's always the case when you get a wicket, all of a sudden you get a spring in your foot and your body language changes. You start thinking about the game in depth, and there is an intense connection to the game.
Oh, bowling.
We see that quite often with Murli, and here we see that is the snickometer which suggests did he touch the gloves of Sangakkara is something which I can think of. Or we'll get back to that a little later. 81 for 4 India. This is the control room where the pictures are produced. There are close to around 24 cameras here, and the director sitting there has the job to look into each and every camera, and he has to send the right pictures. He just has a pair of eyes but has to look into 24 cameras. And VTRs, the slow motions, the split screens, the textual graphics, whatnot. The cameramen's here.
Change of ends for Bandara. It was spanked by Yuvraj, and he bowled from the further end. The change did work because Muralidharan came in and picked up a wicket, that of Gambhir. And straight away on the spot for Bandara, just a little bit of spin too. Once again, he's looking to attack him, and he gets away.
And now what has Billy done to himself? Yuvraj strikes it hard, and Billy escaped from the room.
Great bowling, Mali.
Three good deliveries to start this over. 3 dot balls. He's been on the spot around off stump.
Oh.
And again on the spot, and this time bowled a little quicker.
Important for Mohammad Kaif. He must be watching at the wicket carefully. Good footwork by Yuvraj. Mohammad Kaif at the other end has an important role. He's establishing his place in the Test cricket. He has always aspired to play this form of the game.
Consecutive maidens, and India now 81 for 4.
Watch Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt contest.
Watch the Gladrags Mega Model and Manhunt 2005.
Gladrag's Mega Model and Manhunt Competition 2005.
Gladrags Mega Model and Manhunt 2005 सिर्फ सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन एशिया पर।
These are the gadgets of the engineers who work behind the production of these pictures. In charge of sound, Phil. The man behind the sound, the commentators, the noise of the spectators. Sneakometers.
Well, a lot of them, the engineers. One of them, I'm told, is a pretty tough nut, and he likes to pull his teeth out. Got a big smile on his face right now. With a misfielding.
Sluggish. Malinga. And Atapato is not happy with that. Kaif is off the mark.
We are very happy, Muralidharan. Every run is vital. Big lead for India. 275 now.
Oh! Great bowling.
Mohammad Kaif opting not to stretch his front foot forward. He's just waiting for it. Almost standing on the crease. See, no foot movements there. He's waiting to watch the ball and play it off the pitch. May not be the best ploy because some of the deliveries just spin and bounce.
Oh,
Yet again he does the same thing. That was a dusra.
That's the dusra. Now I'm not too sure whether Murli has chosen the right end, and it was Harbhajan Singh who was operating from the pavilion end, who got prodigious turn and bounce from the other end. But why did Murli choose the other one?
He did bowl his first spell from the end that we are commentating from. That's the end that Harbhajan Singh bowled from. But now he's gone to the further end. He's picked up a wicket from here. And that's a good over from Muralidharan. Just the 2 runs, 83 for 4.
Sorry.
India 83 for 4. They got the Sri Lankans all out for 206. 5 wickets falling in the first session, which was just 1.5 hours. Now they're 83 for 4 with Yuvraj Singh on 23. And Mohammad Kaif just come in, he's on 2. So Yuvraj has faced 40 deliveries.
Bandara slowly gaining into confidence. He's pitching the ball in the right areas, getting some turn, beating the batsman.
Tries to get it away. But it's very dusty in that area that Bandara is pitching the ball. A lot of scuff marks around where he pitches the ball up to the batsman. Another good one. Right on the target, right on spot.
He's trying to use the foot marks really well there. That's basically the right arm fast bowlers who make enough marks in and around that area. And if you're able to turn the ball from there, and that's what Shane Warne does on most of the occasion, you can really trouble the batsman.
Short, and it's back cut by Yuvraj. That's racing away, no stopping that one. So he pulls that down, poor delivery, gets the treatment.
His eyes lit up when he saw the ball shot wide and cuts it hard. Good shot.
The lead now 279. Advances and hits it. And hits it well, but he'll get just the couple. Ismail Jawad does the fielding.
It was in the air for a moment. Didn't really time it that well, but found the gap. Fell in the no man's land and collects a couple of runs.
Hit powerfully but well fielded. Good fielding. That's Dilshan, 89 for 4.